Commercial white or enriched bread, like Wonder Bread in the US or Hovis Soft White in the UK, is one of the most normalized ultra-processed foods in the modern diet. Often seen as a staple of childhood lunches, quick breakfasts, and affordable meals, this bread has become so deeply woven into daily eating habits that its presence is rarely questioned. But despite its soft texture and comforting familiarity, commercial white bread is nutritionally hollow and metabolically destabilizing. It is the epitome of a highly engineered product made from stripped-down, bleached flour, sweeteners, emulsifiers, and preservatives that deliver calories without meaningful sustenance, while contributing to weight gain, blood sugar dysregulation, inflammation, and the erosion of gut and metabolic health over time. At its core, commercial white bread is made from refined wheat flour, a grain that has been milled to remove the bran and germ, which are the parts that contain nearly all the fiber, vitamins, and antioxidants. What's left is essentially pure starch. That starch is rapidly broken down into glucose in the body, which triggers a sharp spike in blood sugar followed by an insulin surge. This creates the infamous roller coaster effect of energy highs and crashes, promotes fat storage, and over time contributes to insulin resistance, a precursor to type 2 diabetes. For people who consume white bread daily, which includes children, the elderly, and low-income populations most heavily marketed to, this leads to long-term metabolic wear and tear that often goes unnoticed until it results in a chronic disease diagnosis. Compounding the problem is the widespread addition of sugar to commercial bread. While it may not taste overtly sweet, many brands add sugar, corn syrup, or dextrose to improve flavor and promote browning. A single slice of white bread can contain 1 to 2 grams of added sugar, and that adds up quickly across multiple servings. When bread is used in sandwiches, toast, or snacks throughout the day, the sugar intake becomes significant, especially for children. What's even more concerning is that this sweetening isn't disclosed or obvious. It's hidden behind marketing that emphasizes energy, enrichment, or fortification. That so-called enrichment is another illusion. In theory, enriched bread contains added vitamins and minerals, typically iron, niacin, thiamine, riboflavin, and folic acid, meant to replace the nutrients lost during processing. But this is a poor substitute for the natural complexity of whole grains. Fortification does not restore the fiber, nor does it deliver the dozens of phytochemicals, antioxidants, and cofactors that were stripped away in milling. In other words, enriched bread is nutritionally cosmetic, a band-aid on a fundamentally depleted product. The texture and shelf stability of commercial white bread also come at a cost: preservatives and dough conditioners. Compounds like calcium propionate, sodium stearolactylate, and azotocarbonamide, the infamous yoga mat chemical, are added to keep bread soft for weeks and to withstand the rigors of factory baking and transport. These chemicals are not food in the traditional sense. They are industrial agents whose long-term health impacts are not fully understood. Calcium propionate, for instance, has been linked to behavioral changes in children, including irritability and attention issues. Azotocarbonamide has been banned in Europe due to concerns over respiratory sensitivity and possible carcinogenic breakdown products, yet it remains legal in U.S. bread production. Another often overlooked but serious issue is gut health. Commercial white bread lacks dietary fiber, the crucial component that supports healthy digestion, feeds beneficial gut bacteria, and promotes satiety. Without fiber, this bread not only causes rapid glucose absorption but also starves the gut microbiome, which thrives on the fermentable fibers found in whole grains. The result over time is a weakened intestinal barrier, reduced microbial diversity, and a greater risk for inflammatory bowel conditions and immune dysregulation. For people who already suffer from digestive issues, white bread only worsens symptoms. Beyond the physical effects, the habitual consumption of commercial bread reshapes eating behaviors in dangerous ways. It becomes a blank, addictive base for highly processed toppings, margarine, sweetened peanut butter, processed cheese, cold cuts, or sugary spreads. Because it's soft, bland, and easy to chew, it's particularly appealing to children and the elderly, often replacing more nutrient-dense foods. This dependency on refined bread not only displaces healthier options like whole grains, legumes, and vegetables, but also reinforces a diet built on convenience and minimal chewing, two characteristics associated with overeating and nutrient deficiency. And let's not ignore the broader public health impact. White bread is disproportionately consumed in food deserts, low-income areas, and institutions like schools, hospitals, and prisons, places where dietary options are already limited and where long-term exposure to poor nutrition has intergenerational consequences. The normalization of commercial bread as an essential food perpetuates systemic health disparities. It delivers cheap calories but fosters chronic disease, making it a classic example of profitable malnutrition. Even so-called soft white whole wheat versions, or those labeled as light or fiber-added, often rely on the same ultra-processing techniques. They use refined flour as the base and add fiber isolates or small amounts of whole wheat flour to meet marketing standards. These are often just darker colored versions of white bread, designed to give consumers the illusion of making a healthier choice without any significant nutritional benefit. In conclusion, commercial white and enriched breads like Wonder Bread or Hovis Soft White are not benign staples. They are highly processed, nutritionally bankrupt products that contribute to a range of modern health crises, including obesity, diabetes, digestive dysfunction, and systemic inflammation. Their continued dominance in the global diet is a testament to clever marketing, industrial convenience, and cultural habit, not nutritional wisdom. What masquerades as the most basic building block of the human diet is, in reality, a delivery system for empty starch, hidden sugars, chemical additives, and chronic disease. To eat this bread every day is not harmless. It is to slowly erode health under the comforting illusion of familiarity.